first off, I would just like to thank everyone for the massive support, comments, feedback on the Drake Cuddy Black review video. It was extremely helpful. So please keep those coming in. I'm gonna mess up stuff on this video for sure. This is not my first. This is my first time really flying this ship, but I want to give you an all-rounded review, first impressions, and what I think about it. This will also be my first video shot in 4K and my first one in a very long time that I've actually edited. I finally have all the components and GPU that I need to do that. I do have a rockin' rig, and I also am going to leave, at least in the top of this video, in the very top right, so I guess it's over there, all the display stats of what I can pull in a 4090 RDX 4090 with 12900K and 32 gigs of RAM. So just note that if you're getting, not the best frames, spending a whole bunch of money won't necessarily get you there. I will say that I get very little lag with this one, where there's it doesn't dip below 30, so that's at least nice. The game rarely is unplayable. This is the first time. Did they change this helmet? Like, why is this one golden? Did I have magic happen to me? This is kind of dope. Anyway, I don't usually play in third person. What are we doing here? So, to the point of this video, we today are buying a MISC Freelancer Max. Now, there was a lot of people in the comments who were like, just go fly it, man. You should know more about it before doing these reviews. And I don't think that my opinion is going to change. Because why? Why is that? Why is it not going to change? Well, when I go to buy a Drake Cuddy Black, I'm at 1.385. Okay? That's how much it costs me to buy one of those. Now, I could buy a Freelancer, 1.6, like 1.7 basically. So, like 1.4 to 1.7. It's an extra 300K. There's some big downsides to the Freelancer, generally. The cargo hole isn't actually that great. And so most people do recommend, at least for most people I've talked to online, the recommendation is to just pass up this Firefly wannabe and go all the way for the Serenity Bro, which is the Freelancer Max. So we're going to get a lot more space. We're going to get a lot more hole size here, but we're going to lose some maneuverability. But we keep the same weapon slots as we do with the Cuddy Black. The difference is that these ones are all set to turrets, but they're pilot controlled turrets. So that's where I was getting it wrong, is that they are turrets, but they're pilot controlled turrets. So why they could do it for this one, not for other ones, a bit beyond me. You can also get the miss. I'm not buying the miss. I don't care about having a bajillion missiles. In my opinion, if you're going to spend this much money on a fighting ship, then just go get yourself a Constellation Andromeda. If you don't want to shell out the money for a Connie, then just rent it, because the rented version is actually pretty good. You miss out on the XL1 drive. It's for Quantum, so that can be a little bit annoying, but that's not that big a deal. Now, for other MISC ships, though, I do want to say I'll do a more full review on this ship, but this is the most fun I've had flying a ship in a hot minute. Like, when I just want to go out and have some fun, I do VHRTs in this bad boy and take next to no damage. I did almost complete an ERT in it. I killed the hangers on, and then when I alt-tabbed to record the video as I had brought down the rear of the Hammerhead shields, the Hammerhead got the better of me and actually killed me. So as long as you can keep moving around in this thing, you're going to be good to go. But, well, wait for that in a future video. And I'll also be doing a review of the stair-stepping guide I think that you should take in 3.18 and how you can actually enjoy different gameplay loops and build a warehouse of ships that will let you do everything in the most economical manner. As with everything else on my channel, look, I'm a dad. I have some walking around money that I earn from my day job, and that money is easier to come by than the time it takes me to grind out money to buy other ships. Though I will say for this one, I did grind these all out, doing Retaliator bounties in 30-minute bursts, because that's what I have time for, and it was not too bad. The paint job on this thing sucks, though. I'm just going to lead with that. And I'm a huge Firefly Serenity fan. I don't watch shows twice, but I've watched that show like 6 times. So bring it back. That's all I'll say. All right, let's go and just do our first walk around. And then we will, I'll take this back to Grim Hex and we'll go do some bounties with it in a separate spliced version of this video. There we go, 34. So it's the same, output is the same for both ships. You're not getting any more ammo. So your magazine doesn't last longer. A couple of things that are better about this ship though. So one thing that a lot of people were like, man, you should just go review it because this is way better. At least in the Max, you get the ladder. Honestly, if somebody wants to put down in the comment what you get from the general one, go ahead and do that. Not going to be something I care about. Another thing you do get with the Max is you can actually put a double-sized dealio back here. It's going to come to me. Rock. So you can get a two-person rock will fit back here. That will not fit in the Cuddy Black. So that's something that you can think about. You do have the turret all the way back here. Or actually, this might be... Oh, yep, this is a turret. I don't know why it says airlock on there. So the turret is all the way at the rear. This mostly sucks because you can't park a vehicle right there. So if you do have somebody to drive your two-man rock in and you want them to be on the rear turret, which candidly makes the most sense to me, you can't do that unless you pull all the way forward. So just be aware of that, which makes it trickier to like... I mean, you shouldn't get into too many fights on the ground while you're rock mining anyway. That usually doesn't happen if you go to the right areas. But just note that that's something that you can miss out on if you don't pull all the way forward. But you do have plenty of room back here. And then you have an additional cargo hold here that you can fill up. Living quarters here. And then this is the exit door. So this is where you would come in if you were to enter that door from the side. And I do think that this is a big bonus over the Cuddy Black. Now, one thing I will say that I do like about the Cuddy Black more than this one, although the struts are kind of annoying, your seat is raised up and you're able to have a lot better visibility as the pilot specifically. Now, this one's nice if your co-pilot wants to see what's going on, but if you want to fly as the pilot, I think the Cuddy Black is the way to go. I don't like this about the Crusader series, but for those ones it makes sense because those things are just giant flying boats anyway. But for like a combat ship, if I'm gonna go do VHRTs in it and just fly some cargo around, not my favorite. So let's just take this out for a short little spin here.
You are clear to launch.
Also note that the fins on the wings are incredibly annoying on this one. Very large. So you're very wide in this ship. Now there was a lot of talk about how much the Cuddy sucks for purposes of the engines getting shot off, but I think the Freelancer Max is much different in that regard. They both kind of suck at that. If you're looking for more stable platform, the Connies are the way to go. The Constellation series is much better for that specific issue, right? Just because everything is much more narrowly squared around the hull. If one of them gets shot off, there are 4 of them instead of just 2. Technically, you do have 4 engines with this one, but they do kind of suck. We'll just drop this into VTOL mode. Drop our landing gear right here. They just float up. And then if I were to put on VTOL mode, not a whole lot changes in this ship. So, not a lot. And just checking, yeah, VTOL mode is activated. So, you don't get that benefit you do with the Cuddy Black. One of the things about the Cuddy Black, even for PvP, once you flip on VTOL mode, and we're going to have to see how this changes with space combat speeds too, you can whip around pretty quickly in the Cuddy Black. That's not going to be the case here in the Freelancer Max. I'll give a more detailed breakdown as I'm shooting some B-roll of just what it looks like to fly this ship and camera angles. I will say just initially, especially in VTOL mode, man, this thing is like as sluggish as a Retaliator. Fly it out and see how... The boost duration is pretty good, though. I don't think that it's much better than a Cuddy Black. And I'll read off stats when I'm doing B-roll shots of this, just to walk through cargo size, how much... These like signs for their spaceport, so obnoxious. Still an armistice. But the I think that the speed is not all that different. It does carry a lot more stuff in it, so that can be a benefit. It does look pretty nice, especially once you get like newer paints and stuff for it. And if you're a Firefly fan, you know it's nice to have that in your life. And I know that people are gonna be like, "Oh yeah, it's not a direct rip-off." Yeah, no, it is. Like they just make it slightly distinct enough that it's okay. But like the 4 seats doesn't really make that much sense to have 4 seats in a ship like this in the pilot's area. It's like just from that show, so that they could have a set where you could have 4 seats. You know what I mean? Like, flying up into volumetric clouds is always wild to me. Maybe we should have just gone straight up. Alright, I'm pretty happy with the boosters, but you can see like once it's at boost, it is very sluggish. Again, it feels similar. I wouldn't say as bad, but I wouldn't say much better than a Retaliator. It feels very sticky. The jerk profile doesn't feel that great. And G-forces on pull, yeah, easy to pull 9 just from like a boost to the side. For those of you wondering how I know that, the G-force meter is like right next to the pitch thing. Took me forever watching Avenger 1's videos to figure that out. Alright, I do like the firing pattern on this ship. That is convenient. Though you're gonna have to go for distance on this bad boy. It doesn't actually close around that center point until it's out there for some distance. That might change as we're doing targeting, but we'll try that out with some very hard bounties. So stay tuned for that. Until next time, friends, just wait up for that longer video with a longer, more in-depth review, but I think that this will basically get us started here. I don't know who this Anvil Arrow is, but we're gonna hunt him down, baby. They are circling hard here. I was gonna sign off, but it's... Oh yeah, baby, distortions. They are angry. And we are not gonna hit them. Not in this boat. He's not fighting that smart, to be honest. He really wants to, like, get in my rear. I think he got there now, though. Honestly, we should just disengage. You have everything you want in life. In situations like this, though, especially if you're up against Narrow, like, I'm not going to beat this guy if he knows what he's doing, and it appears that he does. So we just move in for the space station and let the space station deal with him. So if you're ever gonna, this is a good example, if you're ever gonna wander across somebody with a load of cargo, you might end up being okay. Oh my goodness, we smashed into something. It didn't instantly die, so that's a win, I guess. All right, cry baby cry, make your mama sigh. All right, like I said, I'm gonna come back and do a separate recording, so I'm actually gonna splice this all together. Welcome to video editing, myself. For those of you who have watched the prior Cuddy Black video or my time trials videos on how to make money, you'll know the rules of this game. I get in a ship, pull bounty contracts. I see how fast I can knock out these 4. I do the chained group as well as a single. And I will not make compensations for game crashes or errors. Those happen for all of them. So just don't lose a lot of sweat over the fact that
you are clear to launch.
Work out the way that you felt like this ship should have worked out. The other people who loved other ships felt similarly. We'll say MFDs in this are pretty garbage. So there's myself. And my target is down to the right of me. That's not my favorite, so we're going to switch these up. Having to change standard MFDs is very annoying to me. Not gonna lie, if there comes a day in the game where I can just set it and forget it, that's good. Don't tell me it's glitched too. Cool. Freelancer for the win. You know, I was actually sitting here thinking to myself, no, maybe the ship's actually not that bad. Maybe I actually do kind of like it. After we do this, we'll go through and read you through all the specs. You have enough drag on this ship to slow down. Alright, what do I actually have here? A Valkyrie, okay. Valkyrie is pretty doable. Oh, this is gonna get annoying. Hurricane, though. I got a couple Dominators and some Thunderbolts. That's one way to subdue your bounty. So, for those of you who didn't realize what just happened, the guy just slammed himself into an asteroid. So, that's cool for me. Don't fight it, baby. Don't fight it. Alright, maneuverability on the planet side isn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it's still crap. Field failure, though. And, the engines might be trash on the Cuddy Black, but the little winglets off of the engines on the Freelancer are trash. Just is not even a low enough thing to describe them. This hurricane just gonna be right on my tail. Yep. It's gonna joust, and I won't be able to turn and maneuver. The nice thing about the Cuddy is that you're able to use VTOL to get around that problem. These do not look like they're gimbaled, even though they're on turrets. And I'm out of weapon while my shield is down. I can't run away, so why bother? And this is just on yellow. I still have 2 more. Like, I already have a torque imbalance. You're just a big fat target in this thing. So doing VHRTs doesn't make a whole lot of sense. So far, we'll see. Maybe I just suck at flying. We'll try to dump missiles on this guy regardless of what he is. We're gonna try to get this down. You want this usually down to around 5,000. They can shoot their missiles off first. That's rough. Looks like they're fighting somebody else. Alright, closing. I think one of those hit. Those were Thunderbolts, so those were EM missiles. Those of you who are like, oh, you use EM missiles. Electromagnetic weapon. A missile uninitiated. Why is he running? I just, like, burn all my fuel. And I'm not going to be able to maneuver back around. Oh, I dropped so much chaff. No avail. And I was not just staying on intersect. So. Looks like he's like a fatter target, but this is rough. Rough is like the nicest way. We lost an engine. Shields down, we're dead. Yep. Nope, I can't recommend this. I just cannot in this class recommend this ship. So with the Cuddy Black, you are getting, it costs 1.385. It's going to, it costs you 1.385 thousand, 1,385,300 AUC. The pledge for that one is $100. So if you're going to pay for it with your own money, then that's a reasonable option for you. It'll fit a rock, mule, dragonfly, and it carries 46 SCU, which is enough for one and a half quantanium loads. So that is one thing I didn't like about the Cuddy. If you are going to do quant, it's not my favorite option for shipping it around. But you can rent it at all of those quant facilities. So that's a big bonus. Now, as far as everything else, it has one size 2 shield generator, two size 2 coolers, one size 2 power plant, one size 2 computer, and one size 2 radar, propulsion and thrusters, size 2 jump drive, size 2 quant drive, two fuel intake, size 2 fuel intakes, two size 2 fuel tanks, and then one size 2 quantum fuel tank. Then you got several different thrusters, 26 size 1s, two size 4s, two size 4s, retro thrusters, and normal thrusters. Regular weaponry, you get you get two groups of size 3s, which is the same. They're not turreted, but you can gimbal them. So you can gimbal size 2s on those if you want to. And if you're going to do smaller ships or you're just defending yourself in PvP, better option. The turret is a size 6 with two size 3s. And then you're getting four size 4 weapon racks. So you're getting 8 size 3s and 8 size 2s. So actually, I thought the missiles on the max were a lot better, but they're really not. You got to go for the miss. So Freelancer is going to give you one size 2 radar, two size 2 computers. So you do get an extra computer with that when and if those ever come out. Size 2 day. I don't sell ships for future viability. Okay, I don't do that here. This is just what you can play with now. Stop. The sooner you stop treating this game as promises and dreams and just appreciating it for all of the glory that it is right now, the happier you will be. Just gonna put it at that. Daybreak. One size 2 power plant, two size 2 coolers, two size 2 shields. Didn't feel a difference there. Why? Because your profile's so much bigger that doesn't freaking matter. So it's not like I don't think that those size 2 shields made the extra size 2 shield honestly makes that much a difference because you're just soaking so much more damage. Now you can get an Ursa rover in this bad boy or a DS, a rock. Now if that's the reason that you want to upgrade to this, you go for it. Cargo is almost 3 times the size at 120 SCU. So you are getting a lot more off of that, but you are also paying around almost about 800,000 more AEUC. So that's 2,181,500 AEUC for the max. Now, for those of you who are like, the freelancer, man, the freelancer, you do, okay, look, yeah, you got something, you have something there, right? It does have the two size 2s. Oh, just for weaponry, you're getting two size 4s and two size 3 missile racks. So you're getting fewer missiles. Remember, we had 4 of each on the Cuddy Black. On the regular Freelancer, you're getting two size 4s, two size 3s. So that's the same. You're getting one size 6 turret and two size 5 turrets on the regular one. So you're getting two size 3s and two size 2s. I'm not sure why that's working out that. Oh, because the size 5 turrets are carrying each a single size 3. So that's a little bit weird. The max you do get one size 6 and two size 5s. Again, very similar. Yeah, so although I think that those DR model AGXJ2s, it just shows it weird on Star Citizen tools because you are getting 4 controlled Omniski 9s. So I think the weaponry is the same. I don't know. So the cargo you're getting 66 SCU instead of the 46 on the Cuddy Black. So you can take 2 full loads of quant. You can fit a rock in the back, Dragonfly or a PTV. So I think the regular Firefly could be a good option for some people. The profile is small enough that that's going to work out well for you. You're able to carry a bit more stuff in it. You are paying 1,697,000. So you're basically going from 1.4 to 1.7. So it's a 300,000 upgrade. You know, the Freelancer might be one I actually start recommending to people. We'll have to try that one out once I get my money back. The Max was the one that everyone was like, "You gotta get the Max. If you're gonna go, you gotta just go all the way, baby." All right, you can rent it from Bikini Point, Everest Harbor, and Port Trussland. All right. All right. I'll bite. I think it does come with the stock weapons that you want. Let me check on that. Maybe not. Might not be evidence. No, it's tarantulas. So that kind of sucks. But you do get M4A cannons on the rear turret. Not sure who made that the choices, but the rear turret is pretty good. The sight lines are way worse than the Cuddy Black's turrets, though. So, um, well, stay tuned. We'll do a separate video on that one. Maybe I'll splice that all in together with this one. I don't know.